Good morning. I'm really freaking hungry for starters. Let's start there. I'm starving. It is 9:48 on Thursday, September 14th, and I just got done at the doctor's office. So I mentioned yesterday, which technically you'll see the video today, that I was going to see my doctor today. So I saw this doctor has been helping me with my hypermobility. That's where I got this. This was actually occupational therapy. It's a splint to help my thumb from extending too far because I am not confirmed yet to have hypermobility Elhers-Danlos syndrome, but there's like a really good chance because I have a lot of the symptoms, I have a lot of the requirements, but there's no genetic testing. However, there is a genetic test for vascular, and I need to be tested for that as well. And I have a referral for that. Every time I call the doctors, they don't know who to send me to. So, but anyway, went today to sort of follow up from my last one, to kind of see where I'm at in terms of my hypermobility. And so everything looks good so far. I got to keep doing my exercises that my physical therapist and occupational therapist gave me, and I'm gonna be honest, I suck at remembering to do them because they're really boring. But they do help. They do help, so I need to do that. What else? We discussed my migraines, and so she's not a migraine doctor, so because it's a sport and spine place. I'm going to go see a doctor I saw originally for migraines to see what we're going to do there. So that's a whole nother doctor I get to convince there's something wrong with me. But I've seen her before, and she was really nice. So hopefully that will be good. The reason I'm seeing this sport and spine doctor is a neurologist. She's a neurologist, and I actually got a recommendation from one of my online support groups for her because she's familiar with hypermobility, and I'm very hypermobile, as she says. So we also did x-rays because about a year ago I herniated a disc in my back by walking, and so we did x-rays to see what's up right now. So they had me do standing straight, and then I had to like lean forward and I had to lean back. So we're gonna see what happens, and she should have the results today. I'm gonna presume if I don't hear anything that that's good news. We don't want any bad news because that means more physical therapy, which is fine. Like, it's not like I don't have the time of the day to do it, but it's so tiring. So yeah, there was that, and it went well. I didn't have to like break out anything. I forgot to talk to her about the whole vascular thing entirely, but I didn't have to break out my binder, which I wanted to show you guys. This is my binder, my owl binder. So in here right now I have all of my visit summaries from all of my doctor's appointments I've ever really been to in Florida, or not Florida, here in Washington. And I've got paperwork that I need to fax, and phone numbers I need to call, and people I need to email, and all sorts of fun stuff and to deal with that. So I'm working on gathering my health record. One thing that's in there that has been really hard for me is that I'm going to be requesting a copy of my biological mother's death certificate. She died when I was 16, so it's been about 11 years now, almost. And she died very suddenly. And I've been told multiple things over the years, but I've never actually seen her death certificate, so I am getting it with the cause of death. So that will be really hard for me to see, I think, because I was 16 at the time. I was not really involved in any of the process. Wasn't really, don't hit my car. I was not expecting my mom to die within like 2 weeks of getting sick. So, there's a really good chance. I mean, that's pretty much where I'm believing I have the Elhers-Danlos genetics from. But I do wonder about my dad too. So my dad's really tall, but he's not like freakishly tall. He's just tall. But he did grow 13 inches one summer, and both of his lungs collapsed. One of his lungs collapsed. Either way, it's not good, and it could be indicative of a connective tissue disorder. So, I could never get him to go to the doctor, so I don't know. But that's been my day so far. So hungry, but my roommate Dan did text this morning and say that Starbucks had pumpkin spice lattes back. So I literally just sat in this parking lot and activated my new debit card, stealing the Wi-Fi so that I can go get a pumpkin spice latte because I'm gonna get my basic bitch on. Yep. So far today, so good. Except I'm really tired and I'm really hungry. Okay, so let's talk about neurologists for a second because I just got off the phone with a neurologist's office. Technically a hospital, but neurology part. Anyway, so I saw this neurologist like 2 years ago, like almost exactly 2 years ago, for my migraines that I get, which I thought the cause was my spine, but like I'm still getting them and it just feels weird, and there's all sorts of things that could be related to if I do a VDS. So whatever, I saw her to see someone face migraines. I saw her like once, maybe twice. I think it was only one time, and she gave me some medicine and then told me to try to get ordered an MRI, and that didn't happen because migraines are not a valid reason for an MRI on health insurance, which you would think that they might be, because migraines can be a sign of like 1,000 things, but whatever. So anyway, saw my other neurologist today, who is helping me manage my hypermobility and some neuromuscular nerve issues. And then like she told me, like, she knows she's not a headache specialist. Okay, that's like a real thing in neurology, and I feel like this is probably something people know, but I really did not realize like there are neurologists who specialize in headaches. And so the one I just made an appointment to go see for next month, which is actually not bad for an appointment. She works at a completely different hospital now than when I saw her the first time, and so I made an appointment with her, and she's just a general neurologist, so maybe I'll end up making an appointment with another one. But I made an appointment yesterday for November with a third neurologist who is going to be helping manage the dysautonomia POTS kind of stuff. So it's like a little game. I'm collecting them all. But yeah, that was my little learning point of the day, and I've, called doctors. And so anyway, I just made this appointment. I was on the phone, and I got to actually email the doctor I saw today to get an actual referral, because since the doctor works at a different hospital now from the last time I saw her. But like, she told me the time and the date right off the bat, and I was like trying to write it down, and as soon as we got off the phone, like not even 5 seconds after we finished this conversation, I could not remember if it was the 16th or the 17th of October. Oh, my voice. Hold on. Sorry. I hurt my throat. So yeah. But it's at 7:30 in the morning, which really, she was like, oh, you're not going to want this one. And I was like, actually, it's not too bad, because it's kind of an unreasonable hour to get up, but then we're there, and there's not going to deal with traffic for work usually that early, and so like could just go, and that means that my lovely doesn't have to take any, hopefully, too much time off of work, because she goes to me with these bigger appointments, generally speaking, to just kind of vouch for me, since a lot of doctors do kind of brush me off, because that's what happens when you have chronic illnesses. Sometimes it takes a long time to get diagnosed, so it is still frustrating even after you kind of are on the right path. Gosh, I'm just like choking on air right now. This is awful. Anyway, fun facts. Okay, so I had to make another little one real quick because I forgot something in the last video, and I just learned something cool. So, it's 69 degrees here today, which is not very cold, to be fair, especially for the north, but I have on my beanie and my sweater because of my temperature intolerance. I'm like really cold, which is ridiculous because it's sunny. But also, I just got an email back about a walk-in interview tomorrow, which,
I'm always hesitant with walk-in interviews, but I'm assuming maybe they're not inviting everyone who emails in about a job. Either way, I'm gonna go tomorrow, and I'm really excited and really hopeful that this is something that I'd be able to do because it sounds so cool.